I just want to let you know about sponsors. So we've got obviously Fine Margins. If you've been watching the show, you know about Fine Margins. That's our brand.
Wow, lovely.
So we got new merch coming soon. So at the moment we've been a bit quiet, but we're coming back soon in the summer. We've got some stuff loading. So keep an eye on that. Follow the Instagram at Fine Margins. And we've got Oja as well. So that's a recently fairly new sponsor that we've got on board. So Oja, I'll put this on the screen. You can have a look. I'll give you one of these as well. Actually,
Thank you. They're amazing. I've been
you know
following
about Oja,
their.
yeah?
Oh my
Yes, I
gosh.
love that. I
Um,
didn't even know she knows. See, look at
Is it
that.
Mariam that's the founder? I've
Yeah,
been following
yeah,
her journey.
yeah.
Amazing what
Beautiful,
she's
innit?
doing. Oh yeah,
Beautiful,
yeah.
yeah.
So
And
I'm
then-
happy. Thank you for
Yeah,
this.
got a little discount code there as well for
Oh,
you.
that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I'll put the QR code on the screen or whatever on the down there. Have a look. But yeah, Oja. So just a little bit about them. UK's first ethnic digital supermarket focused on African and Caribbean goods and foods. So over 2,000 African Caribbean products, seamlessly connecting with your culture via recipes, foods you love. Interact with a community of African Caribbean people. And yeah, just a reliable solution for customers and businesses alike at very competitive rates. So, get your plantain and it's plantain, not plantain. Get your spices, your meats, everything you need is on there. Yeah, man. So just have a look, oja.app, and my discount code is on there. So get £23 off from me to your doorstep. You understand? And last but not least, we've got a new. It's a nice little Sunday night vibe we're starting up. It's an East African vibe. It's called SAUTI ZA MASHARIKI. So we want to start playing the new kind of wave of African music, of East African music coming out. There's a lot of like alt sounds coming out of East Africa, and we want to promote that. We want to put a real light on that sound, and it's something that I think will translate into communities here, because they're speaking English and they're also speaking in the language, but it's very R&B kind of vibe. So the details for that will be down there in the description. It will be every other week. So yeah, we'll let you know more about that. The mixes will be on there every week. So yeah, man, support the people. Them, you know what I'm saying? We're just trying to build those bridges. So it's all part and parcel of that. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So back to the collective. So when did that come about?
That's a good question. I think like 2017. Yeah, 2017, I believe, around that.
Yeah.
Around that time.
Okay. And is it just you? You said we, so
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
you
what
have
we
to
do.
promote
It
the
is.
thing. Yeah.
It is just me now. So it was. I did find. What happened? I started 2017. It was, I guess, out of frustration. So I used to do another role the community associations that I was telling you about. So I was a youth representative for our ethnic group association, which is called Langon Association. So done that, and the idea of that was to integrate. Obviously now all the youth are older. They don't know each other. Everybody see themselves as cousins. Everybody's marrying outside the culture, that kind of thing. So the idea was to integrate, to do activities, whether it be quarterly or whatever, to ensure that we grow up with within our culture.
Yeah.
And so through that role, I was headhunted, if you will, to do other like major Ugandan roles, but I was becoming known in the Ugandan community as a representative of that ethnic group. So obviously within the community we had different representatives. You had the Buganda youth representative. Do you know what I mean? And so then I think I decided to do a Christmas party. And then other youth groups, I said, listen, let's all do it together. Unfortunately flopped because something happened with our venue space, which is out of my control. But from then, again, in terms of being headhunted, I was able to meet just different Ugandans. And so there's a famous trade and investment show that happens every year for Ugandan trade and investment show in the UK.
Okay.
Again, where you have all the delegates from all over the world, whatever, mainly in Uganda here. And it's for people that just want to invest
Does it
back
still
home.
happen now?
It still happens now.
Wow,
It's
nice,
major.
nice. Okay.
And it's for investors that want to put in big, money into Uganda projects, whatever. So there was a youth segment at the time, and I was invited to host to moderate the youth segment. my first time hosting, moderating, whatever, a panel, whatever. It was interesting.
Do you like public speaking?
I don't at all. I told you that.
yeah.
I don't, and I wasn't great at it.
Yeah.
I wasn't great at it. It was my first time doing anything like that. I wasn't great at it. However, when the panel came about, the youth were frustrated. They were like, listen, we keep doing this every year. You keep asking us what we want. Nothing happens. And I'm hearing them. And these are the first time I'm seeing these people.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And again, remember, it's Ugandans outside of my ethnic group. And so, people are literally communicating their frustrations. They are saying, do you know what? We keep doing this year in, year out. Nothing's happening. And it wasn't even a panel discussion anymore. It was more so just a venting session.
Let's talk.
They're like, listen, we want this.
Right.
We want, music. What can we do for us youth people?
Yeah.
So literally the collective birthed as I was standing there moderating that panel. It just came to me.
Yeah.
So I said, everybody, leave your emails. I've got this yellow notepad.
Yeah.
Leave your emails on this notepad by the door, and I'll get in touch with you.
Wow.
But the collective literally was born out of the frustration that, there's no space for us youth. And not only that, is that we don't, and it's more so we don't know about, we don't know, what am I saying? We don't know other Ugandan cultures outside of a particular, the main one. So if somebody comes to me and they're like, oh, you're Ugandan, and I'm like, yeah, then they'll talk to me in
Luganda.
In Luganda.
Yeah. Is it Luganda?
Yeah, Luganda.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm just like, I don't come from that side. I come from the north. I'm a minority. I come from the north. I don't speak Luganda.
Okay.
So how can you be Ugandan? And so that tends to be, the reaction each and every time. And so I was like, oh, this is an educational moment, because you need to be taught, and you need to learn that, Uganda doesn't equal.
It's not just one.
It's not that, we're many. And I think a lot of people didn't understand that when you go to these spaces, you find that they speak in only one language, which is at times, if it's not English, then it's their language. And I'm just like, and so people felt excluded. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I disliked that. And that's what I kept on finding in these spaces. And so literally the collective was born out of that frustration of, spaces not being inclusive for all Ugandans. So we're going to say something's Ugandan, let it include all of us.
All Uganda.
If we can't find a common language, if it's not Swahili, which we probably don't know, because it's very new that they brought this. Let's speak in English.
Right.
Let's discuss.
Let's talk in English then.
Because let's move away from all this, politics and everything like that. Because obviously the tribalism is there for, it is there, it's present.
Yeah.
But we're not our parents.
Yeah, we're beyond that, yeah.
And so the collective essentially is a space for us to create something new.
Wow.
Let's learn about each other's cultures. Let's learn about our, not only the language but our traditions. Why is it that you think that way? Why is it that you do certain things? And so I know we've gone off tangent.
No, that's not. No, that's, to be honest, I'm in awe, because it's as you said, it was built out of just the frustration, the sheer frustration of not having anything together. Yeah. And that for me is a great community initiative. That's what we want to we want more of that, because people are kind of frustrated. People are like, even sometimes like last week I went to this, I guess it was a panel meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs for Kenya. And he had a youth one, and there was a lot of that of just we don't have that community spirit of people coming together and stuff like that. Everyone's doing their own thing, and if we do see each other, it's maybe once a year for the rugby weekend,
right?
As I was telling you about, right? So that community came together, and it was just a lady called I forget her name, Nancy, who brought the idea around of just bringing young professional Kenyans together, meeting up once a month or whatever, and just kind of networking. And for me, it wasn't even about meeting the minister. It was meeting other people. Yeah, there was so many people I didn't know. So many people that are here studying, maybe, that want to find that community, that want to, kind of have something that they can say, those are my people. There's a lot of students who come in, they're isolated. They ain't got a clue to talk to, what they're, what to do. There's a lot of things that we can feed them. There's a lot of information we can feed them, and vice versa. So it was. I think that what you're saying about the UG collective being built out of just sheer frustration. It happens. But the fact that you took that initiative, congratulations.
Thank you.
Honestly,
but I do want to say
deal. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Although it started off with me, and then I had a friend who I found in university. Actually, I don't know why I said university like that, but university.
That's the South London in you.
And she joined me. And so we built the collective, and I think that's I think it's very crucial, because without our help, because you can't, there's only so much you can do by yourself.
Yeah.
And that can be translated into the collective as in terms of our community spirit. There's only so far we can go as individuals, but we can do so much together. And essentially that's the spirit of the collective. So we started going to Ugandan restaurants to host our meetups. Ugandan club, which is known in East London, which we will not mention.
If you know.
If you know, you know.
And if you want to know, holler at me, I'll give you the details.
But we done our first meetups there.
Yeah.
And again, the idea was to integrate. It was the idea that, she is from the Banyoro Kingdom. I'm from the Lango Kingdom, right? And so, she brought her people, whether it be her cousins, her friends that she knows within her Banyoro Kingdom, within the community there. I brought my Lango people, right? And so we're now in a space where these people are able to learn about, a couple of them didn't know about the Banyoro Kingdom. Do you know what I mean? A lot of them didn't know anything outside of their tribe. And you'll be so surprised, but in this day and age, it was that was very much the situation.
I love that.
And so, so we built the collective, and it came, it got into it became big in terms of the alternative to I don't know, community outings or activities outside of partying. Because obviously you have Bantu night, you have those East Africans.
But you don't get to network properly. You don't get to learn about culture and stuff. It's just, So
but not only that, and I think the key thing was when I was in Uganda, I realized, you asked me earlier about the ways of Uganda, was I able to learn anything? And one thing I learned is in Uganda, it's about who you know. And what how do we get there? Networking. I'm very observant, so I'll be sitting in the club. People will be in the club and be having meetings. Do you know what I mean? And so in a bar over a drink. Us East Africans, we love to drink. It's a problem we should deal with another day.
We'll address it at bar.
Honestly. But that's what I learned. It's networking, and that's why I decided to start speaking to people. In Cafe Jarvis, people are friendly in Uganda. I think East Africans in general, we're very friendly people. We're very friendly. Exactly. And so that's what I wanted to bring back over here. Do you understand? You can only do A, B, and C. Like, build up your network. Listen, do you need I don't know, do you need a builder? Do you need a plumber? I know a guy. I know a guy who happens to be Ugandan. That's how it works. And that's how I'll go in a little bit later into group economics and why we've done the pop-up. But literally, that's how we're able to grow as a people. Each one teach one, innit? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so I said to myself, if I can build up my network as I did in Uganda, if I can do that over here, because a lot of us don't know each other. We had engineers, we had doctors, pediatricians, like all of that stuff. We had MUAs, makeup artists. Girls like to look good. Brands. Skincare. There we go, like a Torah. You like that? You like that plug? Yeah? I love how you slip that in. We'll talk about it in a second. Don't worry. But that's how you build your network. You build, because we talk about the Jews, we talk about the Indians and how they've grown, and we can sit there and complain about how far, like what we're doing. Why don't black people do this? It starts off by doing these things. Build your network. Essentially, that's the goal. And not being scared to reach out to your network as well. Not being scared to, like the way I reach out to you and just, I like what you're doing, big up to you, let's see what we can collaborate. So, because I don't know if it's growing up in London, we're very standoffish. You know what I mean? We're very as like just I don't know if it's a British thing or growing up in London, we're very standoffish. So it's something you have to really learn to know how to like tap into. Oh, I know someone that does that like I can connect you to someone that. So I think as things like this are happening, it's gonna get more and more. So we just have to continue. You're right. We just have to keep growing it, and it leads on to that, like the pop-up store. So that's how I kind of came across you, and tell us about that as well. Yes. Yeah. So ultimately, the goal was to, I guess, we have pillars in the collective, and that is to obviously support. It's to build. And to grow, and those are the last three pillars, and to educate, obviously. And essentially we have done the networking, we have done the meetups, we have done the education where we can. And so the next idea, the next step I would say was essentially to figure out how we could grow using trade, essentially. I through these networking events, I've learned that so and so has a business, so and so has a product-based business, or whether it be a service, whatever. How can I help you? Essentially, that's what I'm here. Like, I will sit there and I'm like, how can we help? And essentially, I think one of the main one of the reasons why this the collective came about as well was we wanted to shine a light on the underdog. And what that meant is that there was space and there was a table for people who had likes, the followings and whatnot. But what about the person that's trying to get their business off the ground and doesn't know the person with 500,000 followers? You know, and that's what we want to do. So we started doing like Follow Fridays. Hey, follow this business. This is what they're about. This is what they do. If you like them, you know, this is a model. You know, that kind of thing. And so throughout doing the work of the collective throughout the years, I found that we have so many business leaders within young business leaders within the community, which was fantastic. Now was the idea was there needs to be a space so that we can celebrate and we can support, not only by sharing you know, their business page or whatever, but let's put some money in you know, let's support your business, let's help your business survive. Again, we mentioned COVID earlier, like a lot of businesses didn't make it, right? And so the pop-up was to encourage trade amongst our community. A lot of people, again, they don't know Ugandans. Not only that, it's even worse because they don't know Ugandan businesses. So one of my main facts, especially in networking events, is that in the UK, there's 2 black-owned rum distilleries here, which are owned by founders of Ugandan heritage.
Really?
So the 2 black-owned rum distilleries in the UK are owned by Ugandans, which is fantastic.
That's amazing.
But a lot of people don't know that.
That is amazing.
I think as of this podcast, there might be just one more. But as it stands, 2022, early,
Big up.
And so that's fantastic.
Of course, it would have to be in East Africa.
We love our alcohol, don't we?
Go on, sorry, go on. That's amazing. Okay.
Back to the day for you. So it's Matuga rum up in Edinburgh, and it's Cabby's rum.
Oh, Cabby's.
Oh
yeah, of course, Cabby's.
Of course, in East London.
Yes.
Doing amazing work.
Cabby, actually, check out Cabby's rum.
There we go. Cabby's rum. Do you know, like, you know, how can we help you know, increase your Ugandan audience? And again, the idea is, obviously, these businesses, their target market is not Ugandans, but why not as Ugandans support your own? Why not as East Africans? I'm very, very, very what am I saying? I'm very intentional with supporting black-owned businesses. And obviously, as we spoke about this wave, this movement that's come along, there's black businesses. There's we know within that wave, the West Africans are killing it. And one of my one of my things that I do is literally just pay attention to trends. Ghanaians, like they are killing it when it comes down to business and everything like that. But what of East Africans? We don't. A lot of people don't know us. But in terms of that visibility, that's where the collective steps in, right? To shine a light on these businesses. So the pop-up store, literally, to answer your question, was to to shine a light on these Ugandan businesses. And it kind of fell in line with the U60th in the Ugandan Independence Day. So we wanted to do that. We wanted to shine a light, but also to we chose our location to help these Ugandan businesses. You know, this is edited, right? Because my mind is going black.
No, it's all good.
So we wanted to shine a light on these Ugandan businesses and to not only improve their commercial visibility, but put them in a space where it's prime. Exactly, which was Oxford Street.
It doesn't get any more prime than that.
I mean, and these were premium, so we focused on premium Ugandan businesses. And a lot of people didn't know, Cabby's rum, I didn't know it was owned by Ugandan. Atura Naturals, like that focuses on, you know, East African, especially botanical ingredients. So that was the idea, is let's put basically your money where your mouth is, and let's support
each other. Let's support each other, man.
That's essentially it.
So we're coming back again with it this year. Are we doing another one this year, or
well,
what are you thinking?
So May we'll be doing an East African pop-up store, so shining a light on East African brands that are based here in the UK. And hopefully, again, you got Sweden, you got all of these other countries.
Yeah,
so the idea
potential is crazy.
Yeah.
And if you know any brands that you'd like to reach out and tell us about, yeah, it could be anything. Nice premium brand. We like that. So let us know, man.